Really proud of your squirrel bit.
I didn't summon the squirrel to like come and stand in the window. I was like, oh man, it'll be great if I could get a squirrel to show up here, and then I can make Katimae look at it, and then when I cut it together for visual cooking, it'll look amazing. That's not what I did. You're a liar for saying that. You're just a slander. You are spraying false truths. This is, as my leaders would tell me, fake news.
Okay.
There's episode 7 of Midnight Masterminds.
Yeah, shut up. This is episode 7 of the Midnight Masterminds. Welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you. We were thinking about all of you over the week, and as we were thinking about you, we had an additional thought. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm Wyatt.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Katimae.
And forgive the, what I'll call pathetic lethargicness. It's late. We've been shooting all day. We saw a couple movies. We're going to tell you about them because we're excited about one and not about the other.
And
it's like the one that it's deciding might surprise you.
Dun dun dun.
Wow. You know what? Thanks for making the agenda, but I think you're good. You can go to bed.
Okay.
It's late.
Good night.
Probably one of the first times we'll probably record up till midnight for the reels this time.
Mm-hmm.
We did it in the very
beginning when we were like, yeah, people will know. No one fucking knows. I could be lying to you right now. You have no idea.
I like recording at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I like it when people ride motorcycles by the house at 10 o'clock at night. That's what I like.
That's your neighbor, dude.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
He gave us free beer the other day.
Yeah,
What a real homie.
I feel like he makes fun of me a lot.
Yeah.
But really likes you.
Yeah.
As is typical for our relationship, I think.
That is true.
Feels like high school. Dude.
So do you want to do news first? Talk about
No, I think we should go down
movies?
that rabbit hole. Do you remember back when...
No. So, we usually start out with classic movies that we've watched.
This is true.
We only
Last 3
watched
episodes.
one.
And it's important.
And we watched The Hangover.
Yes, we did. We're going through, just so everyone knows, we're going through a list of classic movies that we put together. I don't know how many, I don't know how
I think
how
what Wyatt was trying to say is we
don't know how many are on the list,
Yeah.
but it's compiled using about 4 different 100 best lists.
Yeah.
And we scrubbed out all the ones that somebody hasn't seen.
Spoiler alert, most of the time it's Katimae that hasn't seen it.
And guess what? Today is no exception.
So, The Hangover. Before I watched it this week, I've seen bits of it, but I've never seen like the full story.
Did you see just like the good bits, or you saw just like random bits because it was on TV or something?
Kind of makes
You
it
get the
both.
Comedy Central, like the altered bit where it's like all the cursing is replaced with fudging and frickin' and flipping.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
So
monkey fighting snakes.
I want these mother flipping snakes off this monkey hawking plane.
Monday to Friday plane.
Sorry.
So
This is going great so far.
We usually start off with
Katimae notes.
Katimae notes.
These are notes that Katimae recorded in real time
While
so
watching
she's
the
watching
movie.
it. This is an outsider's perspective of a 2008 movie watched 10 years later by someone who's never seen it, alongside someone who has seen it. That's me. I'm Wyatt.
Wyatt. It's him.
Okay, so first note. It looks like those girls have a permanent Snapchat filter on them.
Who's that?
All the bride and the bridesmaids, they were just had too clear of skin.
Well, it's Holly weird.
Yeah, but it was too much.
I mean, they're all lizard people anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All actors are actually lizards. I read that.
Remind me to bring that up again later when we get into what our
Lizards?
No, the Snapchat filter.
I won't remember.
Female characters.
Do you know who you're talking to?
Yeah, I know, but
I have to keep a book with me so I don't remember. What?
So, I'm hot just looking at this movie because if you don't know, it takes place in Vegas.
Las Vegas.
And it's hot as hell in Vegas.
It's pretty effing hot. You
Yeah.
know why?
It's a little tepid.
Someone told me it has something to do with its geographical location on the planet Earth.
It's hot.
It's hot there.
So I was watching the movie, I'm like, just remembering our trip to Vegas. I'm like, I'm hot. So.
Are we boring you? Is there
No.
something we could do to help
No.
you? It's...
The next note actually goes with that. It's fun to see places you've been to in movies, because we recently went to Vegas, so it was all still fresh in my mind.
I was worried. I was really concerned watching this movie that because it was not filmed on the Universal backlot, that she might not connect to it. But
but I found a way, baby. I found a way.
Turns out it's all right.
We're not there yet. Doggo.
Who's the dog?
I don't know. I just put doggo.
Okay.
Remember when
a Doge appeared?
When Zach Galifianakis French kisses his dog?
Oh yeah,
And
doggo.
like, there's just something not right with him.
Oh.
Okay.
You caught that.
Yes, I did.
I like Alan's glasses.
I don't.
Okay, fuck you. Freaking Phil sniffing things out.
Okay.
I don't know what that was about.
Me neither.
When gay jokes were still cool.
Oh, let's put a pin right here. So we were watching it, and I remember, like, this movie came out 10 years ago, when I was really young, and it was, like, my favorite movie. I saw it 4 times in theaters. I loved it.
4 times?
I saw this movie 4 times
Oh
in
my
theaters.
goodness.
I saw it 3 years after it came out because my mom and dad didn't let me watch it when it came out.
I went to see it with Kiabash. I went to see it with my brother Miles. I don't know how we got in. I went to go see it with Andre. He drove from Reno to San Jose to hang out, and our big plan was to go see the Hangover. And him and I saw it twice. So the moral of the story is I liked it.
Yeah.
And back in the day, it was like this movie was the most quoted movie ever. At the time. And I was
to
one
this
of those.
day,
yeah,
I feel like.
It's
and
one of them, yeah.
I was one of those people. Yet, I will say, it's interesting to see how movies age. And I thought a comedy would age really well. No. It did not.
No way.
No. So all of the gay, like, I think you hear just gay and fag and all that stuff, just
a whole lot.
Constantly.
every other minute, and
they just don't land now.
away with it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People have found ways to be even funnier without having to use like gay and ass and all that stuff. And this movie, I admit I was still laughing, but I think I was laughing because I remember laughing at it as like a 15-year-old.
When we talked about it the other day, we were comparing it a lot to Tag because there's a lot of one-to-ones.
Oh yeah, like the movies are very similar, almost like the same setup.
The thing is,
it's
like,
not like 100%, but all we mean is it's a bunch of friends and then like they lose a guy,
and one of them
have to find a guy.
and one of them is an outsider to the rest of the group in that he is literally outside of the main party for most of the story.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of ball busty movies. Like, there's a lot of movies about a group of guys or just a group of friends in general who like banter against each other, and it's interesting to see how that has changed. Like,
so different.
The
now.
ball busting in Tag.
It's all like a lot of physical comedy.
Yeah, it's a lot of physical comedy, but they're making jabs at each other, but it's just funny.
Yeah.
Feels like actually friends talking about their friends.
I feel like Tag is a smarter movie, not only in premise but in like execution.
And in The Hangover, Bradley Cooper just calls Ed Helms a faggot a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Really.
It makes him pay for everything.
I will say it's a well structured script. It's really tight. There's no fat on this movie. Every scene feeds into the next one. The only thing I wanted to bring up is the only thing that really holds when it comes to a comedy perspective. It's still a good movie, still an important movie, because it did change comedy for a really long time. Is Zach Galifianakis.
Yep.
That dude, it holds up so well. And that's because none of his comedy is rooted in that stuff at all.
Yep.
It's not like rude comedy. It's just funny comedy.
Except when he's rude to that old man.
He's just a lunatic.
When he's fueling up at the gas station, the man's walking by. No, he said, "Oh, that's a sweet ride you got there." And he just goes, "Don't look at it. Don't even touch it. Now go on, get out of here. I'll beat an old man in public." And stuff is just good.
The old man walks away like all dejected. He's not even like angry at the way he's being spoken to. He's just
horrified.
He's just sad.
He's talking to a madman.
And it's like,
So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Vegas, baby. Me when we went to Vegas.
Good note.
The classic "Your life is dead when you're married" joke.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Another one of
Not
those,
funny.
one of
Just
those
don't get
dated ones
married.
now.
Doesn't play anymore.
Nope.
Yep. It's sad how much of the movie really doesn't hold
It doesn't.
It's not just like the gay jokes.
It's just like, it's a lot.
Yeah. I just think we've, it's clear to see that we've evolved.
Yeah.
I feel like if we showed that to kids these days, like, I saw that when I was 15 or 14. If I showed that to a 14-year-old today, they'd just go, "Sensei."
Yeah, well, it's like people are growing up a little bit. Whatever you think about it, and people are becoming much more aware of things.
I think it's just forced us to be more creative.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, Melissa's dumb.
Yeah. Oh my God. She's the worst.
She's the worst.
She's the worst.
The worst. Okay. This movie makes me want to go to Vegas.
Just all your notes somehow have to relate to Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$4,200 a night for a hotel? Stop. Ridic.
Easy.
How can Ed Helms afford that?
He's a dentist.
He's a dentist. Biggest con artist in America. You kidding me? When's the last time you went to the dentist? You had braces when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Your mouth probably cost
That's
$10,000.
Orthodontist. It's different. No, I'm serious.
Regardless.
One of them scrubs your teeth with a metal hook thing. The other one has to do surgery on your mouth.
That's not my point. My point is anyone who touches your teeth is stealing from you.
What? Okay. Next note. Proposing at a wedding? That's tacky as hell. If anybody proposes at my wedding, you're not my friend anymore.
Holy, it's not that serious.
What if they reach out to you beforehand and ask?
I'm going to say no.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Even if it's like
no, you're not.
Even if it's
Yes.
You don't have the nuts.
even if it's like your best friend.
Yes.
If Colleen asked you, you'd go, and then you'd say
Colleen
yes.
won't ask because she knows better because it's my day.
I'm saying in a
What if-
hypothetical situation, if Colleen were to ask, you would go, yeah, okay, and then you come to me and you complain about it for a month.
I would say no. It's my day. It's my time to shine.
What if?
Did
What if?
stars come out of your forehead?
Yeah, they did. That was
My
weird.
time to shine.
You saw that too, but she's tired, so they didn't go very far. They just kind
They
of
were like brown. And they,
they didn't glimmer very much. It's like
time to shine.
it's like those glow in the dark star stickers, but without any light shined on them. So
All
they're
I'm
just
saying
plastic.
Can we
is-
stop and get the masterminds? I'll take some effing cocaine.
I'm saying
I'm
is-
putting the energy
I
in
think
right
it's just
now.
tacky to propose at a
doing
wedding.
bits.
Now you got holes in your shirt.
It's your shirt.
Okay. Bradley Cooper looks hot in all that black, but then we saw Bradley Cooper shirtless, and I was like,
Another thing from back in the day, 10 years ago, to be a man and to be really a sex symbol, just like be as skinny as you can.
Mm-hmm.
These days, if you were they had one scene where he was just shirtless.
Mm-hmm.
I think people would not like it.
Yeah.
I'm being honest because I saw it and I was like, wait a minute, he's super skinny.
Yeah.
These
Wyatt
days,
would beat him 10 out of 10.
I swear to God, I weigh way more than
He
he
would
does.
just
for sure,
flick
in that
him,
movie.
and he would just go.
But he was just a skinny dude. But I think even Bradley Cooper now is way more jacked than he was in that movie. But now I think it's funny that to be in a movie where you're having your shirt off, you have to get big.
Yeah.
That's the
Big
thing
big.
now. I didn't even think about how that didn't used to really be the thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's the Marvel movies that actually brought that precedent.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Because you're taking all these skinny. Chris Hemsworth had never worked out at all. He said before he was cast as Thor, he was just a tall guy.
Yeah.
And then when they
he's a god, he's got to be.
Well, yeah. That's even
Strong.
he was even in great shape, but because he liked to surf, so
Yeah.
he was swimming a lot, so he had a swimmer body.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
That's really
he was.
it.
If you look at him in Cabin in the Woods, he was skinny. That was filmed 5 years before it actually came out. So you're looking at so that's how 5 years ago, or at that now it's like almost 10 years ago, how people are supposed to look or whatever. And now these days, Chris Hemsworth is like 100 pounds
I
heavier.
know. He's
Yeah.
just
It's just
Good
I'm
monster.
here for it.
World changes
Yeah.
fast.
Okay. Although everyone looks beautiful the way they are.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Except for Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we didn't like that joke.
Okay.
I think you're beautiful in your holy shirt, buddy.
Alan wrote a speech.
It's your
Me.
shirt.
I want to be in the wolf pack.
You want to be in the wolf pack?
Mhm.
You want to get roofied?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When I go to my next Vegas trip. Biscuit is in this movie, so.
Oh, here it comes. She found a way to bring Universal into.
You know, I got bringing my fave Universal.
Tyler is ashamedly hanging his head.
So, Universal has this thing called the Animal Actor Show. Check it out. It's pretty neat.
It is.
And
It's 15 minutes long. It's the same show every time. And I've seen it like 80 times.
But I love it.
You can't get enough of it. I can tell you I could direct that show.
It's so good. Anyway, some days, not all days, I don't think they do in the summer because it's too busy. But at the end of the day, you can go and meet the animals from the show. And one of them was a chicken named Biscuit who was in The Hangover.
So yeah, I met that chicken.
So I met
next
that
time
chicken.
you watch The Hangover, be like, Wyatt knows that chicken.
How do you know it was that particular
They
chicken?
tell you.
They told us.
They do?
Yeah,
Before
because we were
any
like-
of the actors come out on animal actors come out on stage, they tell you what they've been in.
Oh,
And we
got
asked
to
her.
meet 2 owls from Harry Potter.
fuck,
Yeah.
alright.
Beat that, bitch.
And the guinea pigs from G-Force.
Yeah, guinea pigs from G-Force.
So do you, have
bitch.
any, do you have any more notes, Katie May?
Yeah. All the
And
beer
the dog
bottles.
from Bruce Almighty, bitch.
Is the dog still alive?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they have this little dog. He's so cute. He plays Max during Grinchmas at Universal, and it's really funny because they train him so he just sits still, so you can take pictures with him. But then when you see him at the show, he's like so happy to see you, and he's so excited.
And the dog from A Dog's Purpose, bitch.
The one that they threw down a river?
Apparently that was really over-exaggerated in that
Yeah.
context.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
was super safe and all that stuff.
Yeah, sure, but they still threw him
But yeah,
in.
he was there.
No, it's the Bailey
It
one.
was a different one. It wasn't
Yeah.
that specific one.
Gotcha.
Okay, anyway.
Alright,
He probably was there at the crafty table drinking some coffee.
because he's all traumatized.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
no.
girls at the pool with hair done and makeup.
Dumb.
F that. I'm gonna swim till my fingers pruned.
Yeah. You know, there's so much. Well, I remember I said this to Kate when we were watching the movies. Like, there's so much testosterone in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gross.
You
It's
can't,
really,
like-
really gross.
Well, like, you can't establish a shot or a scene without showing at least 3 or 4 half-naked women. Not, again, I'm not one to say
You know-
I don't like half-naked women. What I'm saying is, you don't do that anymore. You
No.
just don't really.
Even I feel like when we went to Vegas, I didn't see like any half naked women.
What? What do you mean?
Not as much as in the movie.
What? I just know when I was in Vegas, I saw almost legitimately naked women everywhere.
That's because it was.
It was you? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, damn.
I'm everywhere.
No, there was just women walking around with nothing but little tassels hanging on their nipples, and they walk up. We're going to be at this nightclub.
No,
I
that's
don't wanna be
different.
there.
That's different. Those
I
are
don't
the
wanna
show
hang out with
girls.
you.
What I'm talking about is all the girls at the pool,
Mhm.
and I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see that either.
So-
All I'm saying is that back in the day, the American Pie movies and whatnot, that was how you would establish it and draw in your male audience. And now, no, movies don't really do that. Fast and Furious movies used to be notorious for that, and even they don't do it anymore.
Yeah. Except they do it at Universal, on the ride part.
Oh yeah, when you're about to go in.
I think it still happens. It's just a little bit less.
It's
Oh,
toned
this is for
down.
the guys,
In your
and
face.
it's a little bit more. Oh, she's a badass.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're gonna show a character with her ass out, it's gonna be that character's decision.
It's in an empowering way,
to
not
a-
in a
exactly.
lounging
Yeah.
by the pool.
Exactly.
Look at my titties.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
I know, it's annoying.
Look at my titty.
You never go anywhere on vacation because you just...
People walk by me and I ask them to look at my titties.
Just look at that!
I go, can you just look at my titties? Sir, I work on these for your enjoyment. Look at my, no, that's a quarter.
Fucking look at my...
It's 1 quarter.
Okay, baby's name is Tyler.
It ended up being Tyler, but at first it was Carlos.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your baby's name? Ben. Carlos. That was excellent.
So then we were eating while we were watching this movie and I spelled barbecue sauce. So then I wrote barbecue sauce.
Oh, God. Any more notes, Katie May?
Why does Mike Tyson have a tiger?
Why not? He's fucking Mike Tyson.
I'd have a tiger if I was Mike Tyson rich.
That's weird. That
Me too.
tiger
Why is that
is
weird?
so fake. Looks like someone was wearing a tiger head.
Look, I would have a tiger so he could eat my enemies. if they
I'm
came to
almost
my
done,
house.
okay?
Agreed.
Stop interrupting.
Who's interrupting?
No one's interrupting. You just keep stopping
Shut
whenever we
up.
start talking.
Yeah, you just look at your paper, you're like, it's like, what are we supposed to do? It's a podcast.
Okay. Not the Skittles.
There are Skittles in there.
Don't hurt the chicken.
That's right. Bradley Cooper slapped a chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of flower girls. They had 3 flower girls. It felt like that was excessive. The photos were better than the movie. 5 out of 10.
Yeah. I wonder. I haven't seen the cinema stins for The Hangover, but I wonder if they said movie teases movie that would have been better than the actual movie. Ting. I imagined that in my head.
Yeah,
when I saw
I
that.
agree with that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Zach
That's my notes.
Galifianakis got blown by an old black woman.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's still funny.
Yeah.
Give me that movie.
Good time.
Give you that. The porno of Zach Galifianakis and an old lady in an elevator? That's the movie you want?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Great. What an awesome time that was.
Yep.
So, little notes about The Hangover. It's directed by Todd Phillips.
Yep.
He is going to be directing a new Joker movie coming up soon, starring Joaquin Phoenix.
Ooh,
Yeah.
is that
Times
a
are
segue into movie
weird.
news?
I'm nervous about that. I don't know if that's a transition.
It is, because that's the first thing
Oh,
we
great.
have to talk
Well,
about.
the only reason I think that's interesting is, The Hangover was a big deal, and he did Old School before that, which is an even bigger deal, really. Or about the same. But he's had nothing but duds since then, because he did that movie, War Boys, or War Dogs, with Jonah Hill and Miles Teller.
Oh,
That was the last
so
movie he made. That
boring.
movie was the worst.
I saw that at the drive-in and fell asleep.
Yeah.
Well, if the first half of that movie was the movie, it'd be
great.
pretty great.
If I only saw the first half and then the movie theater burned down and they were like, "You'll never see the end of this movie," I'd be like, "Well, it probably was great," and then just live my life thinking.
But then
it
it's
was
just
great.
not, though. That's the thing. Yeah. But anyway, back to the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix has kind of opened up about the project a little more for the first time.
He unbuttoned his jacket.
He talked about it, and
he talked.
Yeah, he says it feels unique. It's like in its own world in some ways.
It is going to be a separate Joker movie apart from the Jared Leto Joker movie that's also coming out. I don't know if they're coming out at the exact same time, but they are both coming out. They're both in active development. And one of them is in the actual DC universe with Suicide Squad and all that nonsense.
Jared Leto.
The one with Joaquin Phoenix is just...
For fun?
Well, yeah, almost like the Spider-Man movie, though. The one with Miles Morales, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yep. It's an exploration of a man disregarded by society that is not only a gritty character study, but also a broader cautionary tale.
I'm interested to see if they're going to show the origin of the Joker.
I hope not, because no one needs to know.
The big thing about the Joker is that every time someone tries to give him an origin, it just deflates a lot of what is great about him.
Yeah, he works best as an agent of chaos, like the Dark Knight Joker.
Well, I think it's better to have a mystery around him. I think that's why people enjoy that.
The fuck did this lunatic come from?
Yeah, what happened
Why
to this
is he exploding the entire city? What happened? Oh my god, why? Oh, Batman beat him. That's like the mental state of people when the Joker's in town.
And then when you find out, it's like, oh, that's it?
Oh, he was just
people were mean to him?
He's just a comedian who got thrown into a vat of chemicals. That sounds like fun.
That's kind of boring, Yeah.
Anyway, more comic book related news.
More comic book related news coming your way.
The Black Widow movie found a director. Her name is Kate Shortland.
Kate Shortland.
Directed absolutely nothing before.
At all?
I mean, a few
Get
things.
Out of here. That's not possible.
She directed a movie called The Berlin Syndrome.
I don't know what that is, but it's probably okay.
Directed a movie called Lore.
It's probably okay.
And a movie called Somersault.
Probably okay.
And a bunch of episodes of TV.
The Secret Life of Us.
And a couple shorts. I'm sure.
What has she been? So it looks like The Berlin Syndrome came out in 2017, and then Lore, the only other thing she did before that, came out in 2012. So for 5 years, what were you doing?
Hopefully.
Send me an email, WyattJMoore@gmail.com.
Or she's not got a really big list of credits before this, but
I have the utmost confidence.
Me as well. I'm glad they got a female director for Black Widow.
Yeah.
I feel like that means we won't have Zack Snyder esque treatment of Black Widow.
Ask.
Like we got. I just wanted to finish my sentence.
That's okay.
Like we got for Wonder Woman in the Justice League movie.
Mm-hmm.
How she's super empowered, and this great role model in her movie, and then you plop her in the Justice League, and she's wearing a fucking G-string the whole time, and it's all upskirts.
It's weird.
It's disgusting, is what it is.
Well, I know that for a time, Joss Whedon was the biggest pioneer of getting this movie made, and now he is not. He's off limits now.
Yep.
And he was getting ready to make a Black Widow movie. He said, "If I don't want to work with Marvel ever again, except if they'll let me do a Black Widow movie."
And they were like, "No."
And they said, "Yeah, well, you already, I don't know, outed us. Not outed us, but talked shit in the media about us for a long time. So
maybe go fuck yourself."
Yeah, if you can just go fuck yourself, that'd be sweet. So he's like, "Okay, I'll go over to the DC and make their movie better." And they were like, "Okay, good luck with that." And it didn't work, so now he's not doing anything.
She beat out over 70 other potential directors. Yeah, they were looking at both male and female directors, so it's not like
whoever's gonna do the
yeah,
best
it's
job.
not like they were just trying to find a lady and they picked this chick.
Yeah.
No, they were they went through a bunch of different directors
their
and they landed on
processes-
someone that they seemed confident in.
And just like a little bit of insight into like their process, so that people can feel that they made the right decision. I mean, one, you look at a lot of people who don't have great track records or even long track records and got brought into Marvel and made a killing. Taika Waititi's the biggest example of that.
Yeah.
He had made 3 movies before then. They were all tiny independent films.
So good, though.
And every time
I'll watch
I looked it
them.
up on IMDb or somebody else looked it up on IMDb, they were like, "He's made a bunch of movies I've never heard of. They're all from New Zealand. I don't get it." And then you watch them, and we watched all of them almost, and every single one of them was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
Boy is such a phenomenal movie. And What We Do in the Shadows, if you haven't seen it, you're wrong. And so, but the one that, or the director that spoke at length about the process was James Gunn. They contacted him. So it's not like you can go knock on the door. "I hear you're making a Black Widow movie. I would like to, here's my hat. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. Where's the ring?"
Please
That's not
hire
how it
me,
works.
Thank you.
They find people who have some sort of quality they're looking for, a tone, a certain vibe, whatever that might be, a way that they tell stories. And then they make you pitch the idea again and again and again, and then they just keep narrowing it down. So it's
Yeah.
not like they went, "You're a girl and you made a movie. Come on down." There is there is a specific reason she was selected. We don't know what it is, but I don't care.
And I don't think Marvel does diversity hires for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I think they do creative diversity hires. They want to get as many different, at least now, not in the beginning, but at least now they try to differentiate the tones of all their movies. I will say, this is probably going to be one of the grimmer, from all things.
I mean, based on what it is.
Seems, yeah, because it's a prequel, so it's not post-Avengers, jokey, quippy,
It's
fun,
basically
mean girl Scarlet.
the nicest
Black.
that she'll be is how she was in Iron Man 2.
Even less so than that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the limit.
Yeah,
That's the absolute limit.
she's still knee deep in being a Russian spy, and I think personally, from what it seems, is it's going to be the story of
revolving around her getting out.
her getting out and Hawkeye finding her and taking pity and all that.
I would like to see more Hawkeye and him doing things that are within his power set.
Yep.
not fighting robots and stuff.
Yep.
I think
Maybe
bringing him,
yeah.
maybe pitting them against each other is probably a really good, interesting.
Absolutely agreed. Yeah.
Who knows?
All right.
I'm not this lady, so what do I know?
I'm looking forward to it. Moving on, Denai Gurira.
Can you try that again?
Yeah, Denai Gurira.
You made it worse.
Yep. She was in Black Panther, and she plays Michonne in The Walking Dead.
Cool.
She's in talks to be the lead in Godzilla vs. Kong.
Wow.
That's cool.
So that's really dope.
Is Brie Larson too busy? Oh wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is.
She
They're
is.
just wrapped.
Just wrapped?
Oh, she's not busy. What the fuck?
Wait, so they got all of the cast and crew together and they did a rap like Will Smith in the Wild Wild West.
So
Okay.
moving on, as a little, just I'll do this one later actually.
What do you mean?
So Disney announced that they're gonna be pushing back Indiana Jones 5
Ooh.
a whole year to 2021. So Harrison Ford will be 97 years old when they finally release that movie.
That's why I say boo, because I have faith that they can make a good Indiana Jones movie as Indiana Jones is old. I have faith. I don't prefer that route, but I think it's doable. And
Wait,
if you
when
push
are they putting it?
till 2021. So if you push it off 3 more years, the dude, something can happen to him.
Yeah,
He can sit down wrong and break his back.
he's
Just
gonna
do it now.
I think he's gonna be over 70 years old when that movie
I think they're
finally
gonna
comes
push it
out.
off far
We're gonna
enough.
get married by them.
Yeah, they're gonna push it off far enough to where it's not going to be possible, and then they're going to have to redo the script with the younger Indiana Jones, James Bond recast him, then we're going to have to wait another 4 years for that movie. So just do it already.
Scratch that. He's going to be almost 80 years old when that movie comes
Gross.
Yeah, so he exaggerated by saying 96, but in reality he will actually be 80.
out. Yeah.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
All right.
Poor Harrison Ford. I'm sure he's just gonna be like, can't just stop.
Yeah, I think he's at home right now. He's like, I want to die already.
Talking about somewhat sad stories involving older white dudes.
No.
George Clooney got hit by a car on his scooter in Italy.
It's not funny that he got hit by a car. Oh, that's on his scooter. What are you doing on a scooter?
He's in Italy, and it happens.
Should he be driving a Batmobile with nipples on it or something?
Yeah.
Get off the scooter.
That's more appropriate.
Somewhat more uplifting news.
That is up.
Episode 9 will be featuring Billy D. Williams reprising his role as Lando Calrissian.
Woo!
Which is...
I'm super down for that.
I'm excited for it, but I also think it might be... it's weird that it's in this movie.
Why?
Because why? I don't know. I
Where's
feel like...
he been, you mean?
Yeah, like, where's he been?
Up to? What's he doing?
Could have been in
I
the
get
other
the
ones.
feeling that, in The Force Awakens, the Resistance was pretty small. And also, I don't think Lando is the kind of character who, once the battle's over, he just goes on doing good work. He's not really a great guy.
That's fair.
So I just think that
That's
he gets
fair.
pulled into it when he has really no other option, where it's like die or fight. Okay, well, I'm going to fight. I'm going to be the best fighter I can be, baby. And then...
Bye-bye.
And then once it's over, okay, well, I'm going to go back to hustling people, including my friends.
I also have good news.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
What?
Go for it.
Oh.
I just thought you were asleep.
Queer Eye is getting a season 3, and they're going to a new city.
Where are they going?
I think it's Kansas City.
I asked because I just wanted to know the city. I don't know anything about this show or where they do things or why that's important, but I hope they enjoy Kansas City.
Yeah, agreed.
I've been there before. I had a great time. They
KC
have
Mo
good
or-
steaks.
KC Mo or KC?
Missouri.
Oh, never mind. Never been
Yeah,
there.
KC Mo is the rough, is the poopy side.
I am excited, and I am ready. They just got nominated for an Emmy, so that was really exciting.
Oh, speaking of Emmys.
Yeah.
So I saw on Edgar Wright's Twitter today, he retweeted something and it was hilarious. It's there's this web series on Vimeo that came out like in April, I think, called An Emmy for Megan. And all it is this girl wanted to be nominated for an Emmy, so she said, I'm going to make a web series that meets the very minimum requirements to be eligible for an Emmy. At least 6 episodes, shorter than 15 minutes, because for the certain category she's looking for. And she's like, I'm not going to even do it about anything. She just sits in front of the camera, and her friend sat there. And anyway, it's kind of funny, like the banter they have, but it's clearly not like a big project. It's just her sitting in front of the camera. She's like, by doing these videos, I will meet the minimum requirements for fulfilling my dream. Being nominated for an Emmy. And she actually paid for a billboard that says an Emmy for Megan. Dude, she got nominated.
That's great.
Why don't the Oscars do shit like that?
Oh, it's so great.
I mean, besides the fact that the Oscars is a pile of hot garbage.
But her little web series is funny. Like she's funny.
Yeah.
But it's not an actual show.
Yeah.
It's still like check it out. It's a good little thing to. It makes you
That's
happy.
fun.
Makes you smile.
Right.
They're playing along. I don't know if she's gonna win. Probably not. But like at least they nominated her.
That's
Doesn't
fun.
cost them anything to put her on the bill.
That's fun. District 9, District 9's director and writer and all that, Neil Blomkamp,
Bravo Cop.
is tackling the upcoming RoboCop movie.
Also made Elysium and Chappie.
All
Yeah,
movies
but I
I
only-
did not like.
Yeah, I talked about the good one. That's why I said
So, like,
District 9 and not the other two. You
I
said.
enjoyed Elysium for a bit. Like it was fun. Chappie is really bad.
Yeah.
And I'm happy and I'm happy because the only reason he got to make District 9 is he was recruited by Peter Jackson to make a Halo movie way back in the day.
Yeah.
That's how he was found.
Yeah.
They were looking for cool, innovative directors to make Halo, and at that time he had done a number of short films, and again, he was really hot at the time. And they picked him, and they just sat around, and Ubisoft was just jerking their dicks. And so eventually he was like, well, I have all this money, and I made friends with Peter fucking Jackson, so I'm going to I'm gonna make a movie. He just made District 9. And his career took off, and then slowly but surely, he's been killing it. And I want you to stop. I'm excited because he is an excellent director.
Yes, he is.
And him making something that he probably didn't necessarily write. In fact, this one is actually based on... It's supposed to be a sequel to the original RoboCop, not like RoboCop 8 or however many they've done.
Yeah.
And it's based on a treatment that the original screenwriters wrote for what they would want RoboCop 2 to be like. So it's like someone else made RoboCop 2, and the original people were like, if we were to do RoboCop 2, this is what we would do. That's what they're basing it on. So I'm interested to see how a really talented director, maybe not necessarily writer, takes an original concept that he didn't make and turns it into something really fun. Because RoboCop is a really, really good mythology, and it's really cool world.
I've never seen it.
It's really fun. It's one of those things. It's so
it should be.
It's so goofy. It's bad.
It is actually
Good.
It's so goofy that it's bad in a really fun way.
Yeah.
But then when it starts to take itself too seriously, it's just lame. And
Yeah.
then when they did that reboot, they just totally missed the whole point. They made it all serious. Like, well, at that point, just like make him a robot.
Yep. I mean, he's a
just
visionary.
comes
He's got a very unique and original style to his filmmaking. So it'll be cool to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
You said Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, at Universal.
So
there's a Kong attraction at Universal, Katimae. Why don't you walk us through beat by beat?
no,
So first you go onto one of the old
fine.
sets.
It was
You know that-
it was made by Peter Jackson.
remember those Thailand kids who were stuck in a cave
Yeah.
Yeah.
and now got rescued?
Yeah.
They're making a movie about it.
How did they
Already?
get into the cave?
They just were playing, and it would see it. So there was these caves that they would go and play in all the time. They just didn't take into account that it was the rainy season, and while they were in the cave, fucking monsoon hit and flooded them, so they couldn't get back out. That's what happened. So like it was open, and they could have gotten out, but then it rained, and they didn't get out in time.
Interesting.
But the only casualty in that whole story is one of the military divers from I think it was Thailand, right?
Yeah, he was this.
Yeah. Passed away because he ran out of oxygen while he was looking for the boys.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's a terrible tragedy, but the fact that none of these kids died, and it was such a great story about the entire world getting together behind a cause that we kind of needed a win for as a planet. Like that's justifiable quick turnaround on a movie about it.
It is in the sense that
At least
you want to tell a good story.
in
the
some
thing
part.
is, someone who came up with this idea just thought, I can make money.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me sad about it. Is you see a movie made about a cause that is important, or a story that's important, and you want to think, man, I'm so glad that they're making a movie about it, so we could relive that experience and how it felt to have a win and be motivated by it. But then at the same time, the other part of your brain is like, yeah, but someone got super rich off this.
Yeah.
You know what? That's interesting because we were having a conversation about that with like protests and stuff about people selling T-shirts and stuff to make money off of it. It's like they're kind of the same idea.
People were selling T-shirts about this?
No, not about this, but I'm saying like taking like something
cause.
good,
Yeah.
like a cause,
Well,
and then turning it and
Less
trying
than
to make
6
money.
months, I think, after 9/11, that movie World Trade Center came out.
Yeah.
That was a lot of people were really mad about that.
Well, it should be.
Yeah,
I felt that way when they announced 2 different Boston bombing movies
right away.
Yeah.
within 5 years of the actual thing
But
happening.
it's 5 years.
Like,
This thing ended like 2 weeks ago.
I know. It ended this last week.
Yeah, it just ended.
Yeah.
Nuts.
But like the difference is this is gonna be a retelling of that event, so there's not like the reason the Boston bombing one of them was gross. The Jake Gyllenhaal one is good. That's a story about Boston.
I have not seen that, but it looked very good.
That one's
And
about.
you're in it.
Yes, I am.
You're in it.
That one's a story about Boston's fucking spirit as one of the most unbeatable places on the planet, one of the most hardy cities in the world, and
a bunch of meanies.
just the spirit behind.
No, that's Philly.
Yeah, Philly's a meanies.
Yeah.
No, Philly. I feel welcome when I go to Philly.
What?
You shouldn't.
No.
I do.
That's backwards.
No, but when
Even
I go,
Philly would be like, that's wrong.
When I go to
Philly's
No, no.
listening to you say this right now, like, no, stop.
I'm saying that because I used to live nearby Philly, and
That doesn't
it
mean
feels
you-
homey to me. All right.
It's-
No.
When I go to Boston,
I-
We
people there
all
are mean
lived
to
by
me.
Philly.
No, I'm not trying to say more than you guys. What I'm saying is, in general, when I'm near Philly, I feel good. When I go to Boston, people are mean to me.
No.
Nah.
Remember the old
disagree
man
with
who
that.
yelled at me in the bar? And then literally, I don't know, an hour later, security guard yelled at me for doing nothing.
Do you remember that time we went to a fucking Flyers game and people threw beer at our heads?
Yeah, you want to know why? Tell them why.
We
You asked for it. You went to a fucking Flyers game wearing a Boston Bruins jersey while they were playing the Bruins, and they lost.
Yeah.
The Bruins lost.
Yeah.
So you painted a target on your face.
Okay.
As did I.
Okay, what's the next news?
This is a conversation for a later day. Philly is a shithole of a town, and I love.
agree.
Oh, I don't disagree.
I love
I'm just
people
saying
that I love
are more
many
mean
of
to
the
me
people
when I go
I've
to
met
Boston.
who live there or are from there, but it is a shithole, and I never really ever want to be there.
Pittsburgh for life.
Sure,
Oh,
definitely.
Pittsburgh.
So two kind of sad
Terrible
stories,
town.
two kind of sad little news things, kind of sad, to lead us into the reviews to blah blah blah. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm tired too.
George-
I'm falling asleep.
George Jensen, VFX illustrator on Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Return of the Jedi, passed away at age 87 this week. Rest in peace. He did a lot of, like all the like backdrops and stuff like that for Close Encounters, like that big spaceship. He worked directly on that.
Very nice.
Return of the Jedi, all the backdrops and VFX for that. Like that's an innovator.
Changed the world.
Rest in peace.
Innovator like Miles.
And then Robbie Knott, the special effects guru for the Muppet movie, passed away at age 73.
What Muppet movie?
The Muppet movie.
Titled tentatively the.
No, not tentatively. That is what it's
No,
called.
tentatively.
So
It can
anyway.
change whenever.
Rest in peace to both y'alls. You lived good long lives and left legacies. So anyway, Skyscraper.
Oof.
Spoiler
Next.
alert.
That was a hard ass transition.
Spo-
So all of these people died and they were important. Let's talk about a shitty movie.
yeah,
now.
Skyscraper is a
movie
pile
that
of
died.
butts. Surprise! That's the bad one out of the two.
What's weird is I listened to and watched reviews for Skyscraper because I always want to see before we do ours what are people saying, and people are giving this movie like the pass. Not they're saying it's good, but they're giving it a pass. And
Don't.
I do not give this movie
No,
a pass.
not at all. I love Dwayne, but
And for the first time in Midnight Masterminds history, we all agree on a movie.
yeah, for God's sake, that was a painful time.
No, we all agreed on The Purge as well, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Well, no,
We did.
Aaron hated it substantially more than we did.
True.
What I will say is, on the way out, I said, I would much rather watch the first Purge again than see Skyscraper ever again. And here's the thing. I'm one of the biggest rock fans that you'll ever meet.
He is.
I love him. I was upset that I couldn't wear my Project Rock t-shirt to the showing of Skyscraper.
That was your own fault.
Listen, I can be upset about things that are my own fault. No? Can I not?
Okay.
Tyler can be upset about wearing his Bruins jersey to a Flyers game and getting beer thrown at his head and getting threatened in the parking lot. That was his own fault.
Okay.
I wore
Next.
essentially unknowing to myself by accident. I wore a Hartford Whalers jersey. The Hartford Whalers went on to be a Canadian team who are direct rivals to the Bruins. I wore one of their jerseys to a Bruins game, and a lot of people were like, "Yo, nice jersey, man."
I'm not arguing the city. All I'm saying is you should have known before you walked in.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No, but I knew because Philly is a trash fire of a place.
I'm not trying to defend
But
Philadelphia.
I would wear a Yankee jersey in Boston.
Look,
and
if I go to Boston and have an experience where people aren't mean to me, then I won't feel that way. Not my fault.
you had a great experience. You met a whole bunch of people who made an impact on your life.
Who?
Maybe me.
Yes. I
Bates.
knew you before I went. You know where I met you? Philly!
No, you met me in Allentown.
Oh,
Okay,
whatever.
we're not
Ba-
again.
Bates. You met Mike.
Yeah.
You met
Skyscraper.
Brian in Boston.
Was a garbage movie.
Skyscraper was garbage. It
They
was
took-
written and directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He also did Central Intelligence.
He did.
Yes.
So I read an article.
Very different movies.
All right, hang on. So it was starring Dwayne the Rocky Johnson, Nev Campbell, Sheen Han, and Pablo Schreiber. Some of those people are good at stuff.
Pablo Schreiber is phenomenal.
Was he in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, in this he was. In this he
Was
was.
anybody good in this?
So here's what Pablo Schreiber should have been: the main villain, like the one who is going specifically after to burn the building down, would have been phenomenal at that role. Not that the guy who was in it did a bad job.
No, he did a pretty good job.
But to have Pablo Schreiber in your movie, who was just in Den of Thieves, and gave one of the best villain performances I've seen in a very long time.
You took him and you threw him away.
Yeah, you took him and you're like, I'm just going to shoot him in 15 minutes. What the hell
Spoiler
are you
alert
thinking?
For Skyscraper,
just
by the
don't
way.
go see it.
Yeah, honestly.
Just save your money.
It's up to $23 million in the box office at this point, which is... I think it's less than...
It's going to make its money back.
It will, and it'll probably make major bank in China, because this was definitely geared towards the Chinese audience.
Yeah.
Like, heavily.
Which
that's not a bad thing at all. It's just...
It's still bad.
The movie itself is a bad thing.
It's a running joke out here is that if you specifically gear your movie towards that audience, it doesn't matter if it's good or not. Half of them don't understand it. And I'm not being rude or generalizing.
No.
That's how they go, it doesn't matter. When we have an issue with the plot or the dialogue, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just finish it.
They just want to watch... A lot of it is just spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And the thing about it is the spectacle parts are fine.
Yeah.
They really are.
Visual effects are actually pretty solid in a lot of parts.
That whole crane bit, while it is ridiculous in its concept...
It's tense.
It is a tense moment that builds, and it works. It's when people open their dumb mouths.
Yeah,
it
honestly.
just doesn't work for me.
Every single character who has a scene alone gives a monologue.
Just has to talk about what they're doing.
It's like in a movie with better quality, you wouldn't need The Rock to speak through what he's about to do.
Yeah.
You would just see him look at a panel, find out where the control switch is that he needs to get to, and then he would go do that.
People can mumble to themselves. Some people, like, and even in movies, like, okay, no,
like, come on, gotcha, and that's it.
That's something that you say to yourself because you also have an inner dialogue with yourself while you're doing.
Yeah, and you would be talking yourself down to comfort yourself.
You're not giving yourself one-liners while you're sitting there.
Seriously.
You're not sitting there going
wrapping duct tape around your fucking bullet wound.
If you can't
fix it with duct tape, you're not using enough duct tape. So anyway, Hotel Transylvania.
You would say things like,
not sponsored, but go buy duct tape.
I will say that the movie looks super good.
Yep.
I don't like the random FBI agent subplot who really wants to meet him, and then when he doesn't say anything.
Not like, FBI, Hong Kong Police Department.
Whatever. It's nice to finally meet you. And The Rock's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, he's like, I don't know who you are. Because they never interacted. There was no connection between them. He didn't do anything. That police officer...
Not like they were talking on the phone or anything. Like,
they made him...
Where are you? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
they tried to, like, make it so you would think that the general public thinks the building being on fire is Rock's fault.
That was the most ridiculous part.
But then every time The Rock, like, did something, they're like, woo!
So,
I really feel... I want to say... I'll let you finish, Wyatt, but I really... don't think we should spend too much time talking about this.
We shouldn't.
Trash pile.
But now I'm interested as to how bad we can rag on it.
Go for it.
Because
go right ahead.
The most ridiculous aspect of the movie to me was when, at a certain point, the government has tried to, or the media has tried to paint The Rock as the person who may have burned the building down and tried to set it on fire, right? The only thing
talking about the motorcycle.
Yes, okay, the fucking motorcycle. I'm still stuck on this. So
he lays awake at night.
The motorcycle. So he gets in a fight with Pablo Schreiber. Who turns out to be a bad guy. Whatever. So
shoddy motivations at best. By the way,
whatever.
For Pablo.
So The Rock jumps out of like a window and he escapes, or however he gets out. Doesn't matter.
He's got to save his family.
He's got to save his family. So he gets out and the cops are like, "Don't move." For some reason, they all knew there's a gunfight in that house right after it happened. Like, immediately happened. 2 minutes later, all the police were like, go to this house. Whatever. So they get to the house.
Keep in mind, The Rock is being held at gunpoint by a bunch of armed bad guys who then shoot at the police.
And The Rock has his arms up and he's like, I'm not a bad guy. He said that, probably.
And they're like, but you're in the group, so you're a bad guy.
Yeah, we hate hostages here. So they open fire at The Rock as he runs away. So as you would do. Regardless. If the police just started trying to really...
It's not like going to be like, you got me.
So at this point, he's done... At this point, there's a lot of other bad guys all shooting or whatever. At this point, The Rock hasn't done anything at all. The building is on fire. this new big project that's supposed to be the biggest building in the world, twice the size of the biggest building in the world, and it's on fucking fire, and all the media is covering this, and they're freaking out. All the police are there freaking out, and The Rock needs to get in there to get his family. So someone left their motorcycle unattended. He grabs it, like you would do, and starts to drive towards the building. Maybe about 15 seconds goes by before he has to ditch the motorcycle. So he ditches the motorcycle, and within 15 seconds, his face is all over the media. It's like all the people who were working at all the news stations were like, wait a minute. I know that the biggest building in the world is on fire, and this is a huge monumental event. They actually called it the 8th wonder of the world is on fire. But real quick, everyone turn all your attention to the man who stole a motorcycle for 15 seconds. Pay attention. Very important. Then it turns out he's going to the building. Oh, a merging of the stories. How amazing. So they have made him out to be this crazy criminal. Everyone's super afraid of him. And he's climbing this building, and every time he does anything, people are clapping. It's like if I stole a car and was like going on a rampage downtown and people hated me, and then I ran into a convenience store, I was like, give me all the money! And I had a fan club outside going, yeah, you shoot that guy, you kill him! Fucking stupid. Fuck that movie.
Okay.
Also, real quick, did you feel like the building lost its scale? Like, about halfway through, it was not as intimidatingly large as it was in the beginning?
I mean, after like 15 stories, you're gonna die no matter what. So
sure, but what I mean is like, so, like the movie...
it's like this big thing.
So the movie it was trying to emulate the most in a lot of its scenes is Mission Impossible 4 Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
With what's that movie, that building called?
I don't remember.
The Burj Khalifa or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. You botched it.
I butchered it, whatever. But that building, that is the actual tallest building in the world that exists in real life, right? That they're not even in the top of that in Mission Impossible, and it already feels higher than the highest parts of this building that is in the canon of this movie, twice as tall.
They filmed Mission Impossible 4, at least those scenes, with IMAX cameras.
Sure.
It just, like, at that point, it was the tools they were using. They showed the scale and scope much. Also, it probably helps that they were actually there.
Also true.
Actually on the building, and they weren't just filming.
Sure, but my argument to that would be that, so they already decided that they were going to just use CGI to sell how high the Rock is.
Yeah. Make it higher.
Make it higher.
Yeah. They had all the events happening somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And I already said previously that they said it in the movie, it's twice as tall as the tallest building, so just go higher?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I would like to have seen like clouds wrapped around the top of it. That'd be freaky.
They did
literally
that.
in the clouds.
But what's the next movie?
But Hotel Transylvania came out. Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation. And it's already made more than double the amount of money as Skyscraper in the box office.
And it deserves it.
It does. Absolutely it does. It is written and directed by a guy named, Jendi Tartakovsky. And he co-wrote it with a guy named Michael McCullers. Starring Adam Sandler and his gang, so you got the Steve Buscemi's, you got Kevin James, and what's the other guy? David Spade. You got Andy Samberg. You got Selena Gomez, and just a whole slew of fun little celebrity cameos.
Yeah. Go watch it.
You go watch it. It's pretty. It's
see
real.
Who's who.
It's real fun. My cheeks hurt when we left because I was smiling the whole time. Didn't necessarily laugh the whole time, but I had a smile on my face the whole time.
I laughed the whole time.
Yes, you did. Literally the whole time. There were many parts where it was dead quiet in that packed, completely full theater.
Like
where
full of kids.
The only person you hear laughing is Katimae just off in the corner. Just so yeah, that happened. It was good. What'd you think, Wyatt?
This is a great movie.
Alright. It was pretty good. It was fun.
And it's also something that you don't have to see the other two movies to see it and enjoy it.
Yep, you get the idea.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly really well-crafted story. I'm not saying that it's anything super new, but
not at all. And
like
the fact that the MacGuffin is called the Instrument of Destruction kind of bugged me. Like, you could have called it the Talisman of Cthulhu or something like that. Like, kids are smart enough to understand that, oh, that's the bad thing. You don't have to call it the Instrument of Destruction.
Well, I think it's a play on the word instrument because it's
Alright,
a piece of music.
I guess.
I just got that.
Oh, welcome to the table.
I guess that, but at the same time, it's also easy way to just,
It's a kids movie and it's fun.
Sure.
As far as kids movies go, Tyler made this comparison while we were watching it, that it kind of has the same issue as the Clyde with a Chance of Meatballs movies. It's made by the same company.
Same exact animation team.
So yeah,
Same exact animation style.
It's a lot of fun. I wish that Adam Sandler was just focused all his attention on making these all the time and not anything else.
If he allows himself to be a wacky, lunatic, great dad, without us having to see his face most of the time, he'd be great.
He's a good voice actor.
He'd be doing great. He's a great voice actor.
Yeah, his crazy persona that he has that he does in live action just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked since
like The
Big
Hangover.
Daddy. Just stop.
Yeah.
But when you put it in animated form, it's excellent, especially
he's endearing as fuck.
Yeah,
and
but the also the animators and the director and whatnot, they made a good looking movie that has really good shot composition and everything.
Yeah.
It's good.
There were a couple shots that were actually really, really great. Like the one shot where Erica, there's a character in the movie named Erica.
She's the cruise director. You've seen her in the trailer.
She's the captain of the ship
Jen Barkley.
that Dracula's trying to put his wiener in. But there's a shot where she walks up to one of the doors of this ship, and it's like very, very beautifully animated.
I was looking at that too, actually.
I was like, whoa.
That is a ridiculously detailed door handle.
Yeah, like, wow.
All the other things in this movie aren't that detailed.
But it was like,
door handle.
It's good.
Yeah, no, it was a good time.
My favorite part was the Steve Buscemi. He plays a werewolf as well as his wife, and they have
played by Molly Shannon, I believe.
Yeah.
A whole litter of puppies, basically, that are their kids, and it's like 50 of them. And they're
And
always
I think
moving.
it's more than 50.
It's more than 50.
They're moving around, and so much it's like a cloud almost.
Yeah.
They're just following them around all the time. They look miserable.
And like for the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie, and all throughout the other two, every time you see Steve Buscemi or Molly Shannon's characters, they're literally covered in their children.
Yeah, they're just sad. And then they go to the kids club and they go, "What is that?" Because from the monster world, no one will take your kids for you.
Yeah.
So they go on this cruise line. They drop them in the kids club, and the fish, who's played by Chris Parnell, which was excellent. I know it's Chris Parnell, but I've watched so much Rick and Morty now
Yes.
that when I hear his voice anywhere, I don't think of Chris Parnell or how he looks.
I imagine
think of Jerry.
in a fucking recording booth.
I think of Jerry in a recording booth. That's what's wrong with my brain, but whatever.
Oh, didn't Pickle Rick get nominated for an Emmy?
Oh,
Did it really?
I think so, yeah.
That's
excellent.
awesome.
Good
Shit, yeah, that's a great episode.
I think so. 98%.
But anyway, Jerry is the is running the kids club. So he also plays all the
there's
people on
like
the ship.
the minions, I guess you could say, for this
Are
movie.
Fish.
With
They're like
feet.
inverse mermen with.
It's like the SpongeBob fish, the Bikini Bottom residents come to life.
It's a vertical fish head with regular
No, the
human.
news anchor.
Yeah, with regular
a lot
human
of them
feet.
are like that too.
Yeah. But anyway, he's getting just abused and brutalized by this pack of
While that's happening,
werepups.
Steve Buscemi and Molly Shannon, their werewolf characters, walk out and they just go, "We could do whatever we want." And there was this really well, composed shot that kept cutting backwards and just kept showing you all the possibilities they have, and it was just really well done. And I laughed so hard at just the setup because they grinned their stupid teeth for the first time, and you're sitting there like, "Oh no, what are they gonna do?"
Their eyes go all wide and then just keep repeating whatever we want. Whatever we want.
I thought they were gonna start eating people.
I thought they were
they're
gonna
werewolves.
start.
I thought there was gonna be some crazy stuff, but no.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna get nuts.
You did get nuts. They played fetch.
That's true. They played fetch with each other.
That's what they did. That's a little bit of a letdown now. They just went and played fetch with each other.
Which
and
is which is kind of uncomfortable.
But they got tranquilized and they
locked
spend the
in a
rest of the movie in
closet.
a closet. It's like, that's so sad.
And then
that's
they
a
loved
tragedy.
it.
But they loved it because they didn't have to deal with their kids, which is also really sad when you think about
That's
it.
what I mean. Their whole thing is this
you-
tragedy.
You're thinking too far into it.
Yeah,
It was funny.
It's a fun movie. Take your kids. It's pretty good.
And that's it.
All right.
Good night.
Bye, Katie, Mac. Good night. You want to close this out
Nope.
with some plugs?
Plug it.
Follow me on social media.
You really don't sound like you want anyone to follow you.
Yeah. Tell them where
You
to
sound
follow
like someone
you.
has a gun to your head and said, "Tell them to follow you." And you're like, follow me on social media or whatever. Fuck.
Sound enthusiastic. Tell them where they can follow you.
Follow me on Instagram, CandyMay94 with a C.
You're supposed to candy with a K.
Candy May.
Candy May with not a K.
Midnight Masterminds is a screenplay podcast. You can find us anywhere you find your screenplay news, mostly on Facebook, probably. Thank you very much for listening.
Oh, we submitted to Spotify. We're gonna know in like a week.
Oh, we did?
Is it going to be a week or is it going to be 8 weeks?
It told me a week.
I submitted stories from storage 4 months ago.
Hey, look, I'm just telling you, I got an email,
All right.
and we're under the spotlight.
Hey, man.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends.
Tell your
I
grandma.
said Candy May with a C, because my name starts with a K, so I don't want you to put K.
Oh, God.
We need to put Katimae to sleep.
The only thing
before
that
she
we
hurts
haven't
Wyatt.
talked about yet is that the inventors out there. You should watch that as well.
And
So-
visual
sometimes.
cooking.
Yeah.
A couple new episodes coming out.
Yeah.
V soon.
We got a bunch of other stuff in the works.
Maybe.
Thanks for holding out. We love you guys.
Oh, also, Aaron is not here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He wasn't here on this episode.
He's hanging out with his mother.
Yeah, he's with his mom.
His mom's here and they're off doing something. I don't know.
I don't know. Who
Hey, but you should know we like you.
Yeah. Not Aaron. We're
Aaron's
not
mom.
talking to Aaron. Aaron's mom's pretty fine, but
Great. Excellent.
So
Yeah.
thanks for listening.
Yeah, Katimae really wants to go to bed. That's why she keeps talking over Wyatt and I every time we try to get a bit.
Interrupting us and shooting really mean looks at us when we start to enjoy ourselves too much.
Yeah, start to get a little too into a bit.
Thanks for listening. You're cool cats.
Bye.
Also, cats are dumb.